Okay, so student, today we are starting with chapter number 4 of PHP, that is working with form. The table content that you can see on the screen is basically like building form. Then we have processing form data, difference between post and get, and last one we have, that is preserving user input. So we will start one by one. First one, we have HTML form. Basically we have to create form in HTML. As you have already studied HTML in your first year, it stands for hypertext markup language. So today we will first see how forms are created in HTML. So an HTML form is used to collect user input. The user input can then be sent to server for processing. So basically HTML is used to collect input from the user and then it is sent to the server for processing of the data. How to declare form in HTML? As you can see the syntax of HTML on the screen. We are starting with HTML tag, then we have head, under head we have title, in title we have given HTML form, closing of title, closing of head, then we are starting with body, under body we have form, and in form we have to declare the form elements. Now I have just given one heading, that is h1 form elements, closing of form, closing of body, and closing of HTML. So student, basically all the declaration of form will be done under your form tag. Now different elements of HTML are like, first one we have label. A label tag defines a label for many form elements. The label element is useful for screen reader users because the screen reader will read out loud the label when the user is focused on the input element. The label element also help user who have difficulty on clicking on very small region such as radio button or checkbox, because when the user clicks, the text within the label element is toggles the radio button or checkbox. So first one we have label element. Basically label is nothing but it will give you the information about what input you want to take, that is nothing but label. You can see the example of label. I will not read the entire syntax directly. You can see under form I have written label, and in label we have just given as first name. So label tag is declared by your label tag, that is under your form tag. Next one we have select. The select element defines a drop down list. Okay, now select is basically it will give you a drop down list with options. Now it depends upon you that how many options you want. You can take as many as option you want, but it will give you a drop down list from where you can select any option. Okay, so as you can see in the form tag, I have taken car name, select ID equal to car, name equal to car. Under this I have given option of car like option value equal to Volvo, option value equal to BMW, option value equal to Fiat, option value equal to Audi. Okay, closing of my select tag, closing of my form tag, and then we are closing our body and HTML tag. So basically select tag will give you a drop down list with these options will be Volvo, BMW, Fiat, and Audi. It will give you 4 options under your select tag. Next one we have attributes under select tag. First one is pre-selected and second one is size. Okay, now what is pre-selected? After taking this attribute selected, your option will be automatically selected as the default one. Okay, for example, if I am taking option value equal to Fiat and I am passing the attribute as selected, so my Fiat car will be by default it will be selected as the first one. And second one we have size. Select ID equal to car, name equal to car, and size equal to 3. Now what is size? Basically size will give you the default value that is shown. For example, I have stored 10 values in my drop down list. Now when I am giving size equal to 3, when I will click on drop down list, it will show me the first 3, and after scrolling down it will give me the remaining one. So size is nothing but it will give you the default size of the car that are present in the drop down list, but it will also have a scroll bar by which you can scroll down your remaining car. Third one we have, that is text area. The text area element defines a multi-line input field. For example, as you can see on the screen, text area tag name equal to message, row equal to 10 and column equal to 30. So basically this text area will contain 10 rows and 30 column. You can increase the rows also, you can increase column also. It depends upon you how many rows and columns you want. Okay, for example, you can see I have taken with 10 rows and 30 columns, and I have given one message in the text area, that is the cat was playing in the garden. Closing of my text area. The row attribute specifies the visible number of lines in a text area. The column attribute specifies the visible width of the text area. Next one we have fourth one, input type. Here the different input type you can use in HTML. First one is input type text. Okay, so there are different various types under your input type also. So first one we have, that is input type text. Okay, so under form element we are writing first name, input type equal to text, id equal to first name, name equal to first name. So basically these are the attributes of your input type, but the type we are using as text. Last name again, input type equal to text, id equal to last name, l name that is, and name equal to again l name. Closing of my form tag. Second one we have, that is input type, that is password. Now what will be password working like? Okay, now whenever you go on any website, you log in and you put your password. So when you are putting your password, when you are typing your password, it will not show your alphabets, but it will show you some symbols. Okay, so that symbols is done with the help of this one, input type, that is password. Username, input type equal to text, id equal to username, name equal to username. Password, input type equal to password. When we are taking input type equal to password, it will not show you the alphabets or words, but it will show you symbols by which your password will be hidden. id equal to pwd, name equal to pwd. Again, these are nothing but the attributes of input type. Closing of my form tag. Next type we have input type, that is submit. Input type equal to submit defines a button for submitting form data to a form handler. Okay, now by taking input type equal to submit, it will show you a button. So after clicking on the button, your data that you have inserted in the HTML form will be submitted. So input type equal to button, input type equal to submit, it will create a button. As you can see the example on my screen, first name we have taken last name, and input type equal to submit, value equal to submit. Now this line will create a button by which you can submit the data whatever you have taken from the user. Next one we have, that is input type equal to reset. Again, input type equal to reset, it will also create a button, but it will reset, it will refresh, it will reset, it will clear all the data from your form. Whatever data you have taken on the form by different text box or buttons, it will clear all the data. So the syntax is input type equal to reset. Define a reset button that will reset all form values to their default value. Just we have to take one line, that is input type equal to reset. Input type equal to submit will create a button to submit the data, and input type equal to reset, it will reset, it will create a button which will reset the entire data. So student, we will just stop the session right now and we will continue in the next session the remaining types.